Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with the BBK 85mm throttle body for 2011 to 2014 GTs and 2012 to 2013 Boss Mustangs. The BBK 85mm throttle body is going to be for the Mustang owners out there that already have some supporting mods and want to make sure that they're allowing as much air as possible to get to the motor. A throttle body isn't a mod that's going to add a ton of horsepower by itself. It usually works best when you've already started modding and need to make sure that the throttle body isn't acting as a bottleneck anymore. What you're really going to notice with a throttle body is more along the lines of throttle response and not so much horsepower and torque gains. Most people tend to think that bigger is better when it comes to modding, and that isn't always the case, especially when it comes to an item like a throttle body. Bigger does cost more, but the fact is that mildly modified or stock Mustangs do not have enough airflow to fully benefit from the larger throttle body. And if this is the case, then installing the biggest throttle body is only going to hurt performance and reduce throttle response. The current mods and the goals that you have planned for your car are going to determine which throttle body you will need, so you can utilize a bigger throttle body for more airflow and improve throttle response. The GT and Boss came from the factory with an 80mm throttle body, so bumping up to this 85 is opening up some airflow without a doubt. Just compare the 85 to your stock throttle body and you'll notice a difference. But if you've got a car with some big mods or a forced induction car, BBK does have a 90mm option. Just keep in mind that bigger isn't always better and that you want to make sure that you actually need the 90mm so you won't be hurting performance. You also have to keep in mind that there is a pretty big price difference between the two options. So just like your basic bolt-on modification, neither of these throttle bodies require a tune to run or work on the car. But I will say that a tune will definitely help to get the most results out of the throttle body. The throttle body is going to be a lot like a cold air intake in the sense that it helps the car for sure, but you're not really going to notice any more horsepower as you're driving along. What you will notice, however, is going to be improved throttle response. But looking at these guys a little bit more, this is a CNC machined 356 grade aluminum body. Now BBK promises an OEM quality and a perfect fit, and right now I can tell you that it does look like OEM quality, and we're going to install this here in a minute so we can talk about the fit then. The throttle body also has some other great quality and some beefed up components. I'm talking about things like OEM die-stamped throttle linkages and double-sealed bearings, and these are things that you'd like to see on an aftermarket throttle body. I mentioned the 90mm option from BBK earlier, and this is the largest available option for the stock intake manifold at this time. Ford Racing does also offer a 90mm option as well, but it's a little bit more expensive and you do have to purchase an aftermarket adapter plate in order to run it, whereas both BBK options are a straight bolt-on. This means that they already include all of the necessary drive-by-wire electronics, and so it's going to be ready to go right out of the box. I'm going to keep with what I said and still say that this is a basic bolt-on. It's going to be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the scale and should take about an hour to complete. You will need a few different socket sizes, a ratchet, and a 5mm Allen wrench. BBK suggests to reuse the stock throttle body gasket, so that's what we're going to do with our car here today, but you can always pick up a new gasket easily if you don't want to reuse yours. There are a few things that you'll have to get out of the way before you start the install, like removing the strut tower brace if you have one and the engine cover. And also disconnect the negative battery cable while you're at it. You can leave the sound tube on the inlet tube and leave it connected, but disconnect the smaller breather tube from the air inlet tube. The air inlet tube will need to come off and be set aside so you can get to the throttle body. There are only 4 bolts for the throttle body, so back those out, and as you remove the throttle body, flip it to unplug the throttle position sensor on the bottom. If you're reusing the stock throttle body gasket, remove any oil or debris and then ready the new BBK throttle body by first clipping in the TPS into the bottom. Use the supplied bolts to bolt the new throttle body up, reinstall the air inlet tube and connect the breather tube. Tighten down all of the clamps, reinstall the engine cover and strut tower brace, and after that, all that's left is reconnecting the negative battery cable. Wrapping things up here, the BBK 85mm throttle body is made from a high-quality aluminum casting. It will allow for more airflow, and it's a direct bolt-on install that doesn't require any tuning. All of the electronics are pre-installed, and the throttle body is ready to bolt on from the box. You don't need to purchase anything extra to make it work. You can check this throttle body out along with the 90mm throttle body online, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.